In the last section, we started taking a look at how we can get Docker Compose to automatically maintain and restart our containers. We added in a little bit of code to our node server to make sure that anytime we visited our root route, the server would automatically exit. When we visited that route, we were then able to flip on over to our terminal and see that our container stopped. We were also able to run Docker PS and verify that, yep, we only have one container now running. So in this section, we're going to figure out exactly how we can get Docker Compose to automatically restart that crashed or stopped container. Now, the first thing I want to tell you about is that little line of code that we added inside of our index.js file. Inside of here, we added in process.exit and passed in the number 0 right there. The 0 that we're adding in right there is what we refer to as a exit status code. By adding in a 0, we are indicating that we just exited our node server, and we exited because we wanted to. Everything is okay. We didn't run into any errors. We stopped that running process because we meant to. If we added in a status code of anything besides 0, so 1, 2, 3, 300, 400, 500, 5,000, any number besides 0, that means that our running process exited because an error occurred or something went wrong. Now that's a very important little tidbit to be aware of because it's going to affect exactly how Docker decides whether or not to restart our containers. So just keep that in your mind for just a moment. Okay, so here's how we're going to get Docker Compose to automatically restart a container. We're going to specify something called a restart policy inside of our Docker Compose file. There are 4 different restart policies that we have access to. By default, we have the no restart policy assigned to all of our containers. The no restart policy means if this thing crashes for any reason, do not attempt to restart the container. We also get the always restart policy, which, as you might guess, means if the container stops for absolutely any reason whatsoever, automatically attempt to restart it. We get 2 others that we'll talk about in just a moment, but before we do, let's try adding in the always restart policy to our node server, and then try visiting it again and trying to get it to crash. So let's get to it. I'm going to flip back over to my code editor. I'm going to open up my Docker Compose file, and then I'm going to add a new line right after our node app specification right here. I'm going to say restart always. So as you might guess, this specifies the always restart policy for our node app container. Notice how we specified a restart policy for one specific service or one specific container. If we wanted to add a restart policy to the Redis server, we would have to add it onto that one specifically as well. But for right now, we'll go with just node app. Now I'm going to save this file, and we're going to try bringing up our Docker Compose containers again and seeing what happens when our node application crashes. Okay, so I'm going to flip back over to my terminal. I'm going to hit Control-C to stop that